Hello and welcome everyone to the 30th birthday celebration of the Linden Postcard Show. I'm Melinda Martin, the Gallery Director of Linden New Art, and tonight I'm joined by our co-host.
Owen Craven. Hi everyone. I'm the Deputy Chair of the Board of Linden New Art, and it's great to be here with everybody this evening. I thought tonight that we should remember openings of the past, you know, when we could all be together at the front of the gallery celebrating Linden Postcard Show.
I remember last year over 1,000 people at the opening, so let's take a look.
Monto la bestia, me subo en el tren, es el correo de la sombra. Amigos miran de Veracruz el cartel, los niños salen ahora. Ciudad Río Bravo, Canal de la Mona, Juana, Arizona, en 13 Florida. Me lanzo ya con merenda de arena.
That is fantastic. So great to see those many photos of those Linden postcard shows of the past.
It makes me feel a bit weird though. I keep looking at all those photographs and I'm thinking internally, they're all standing too close together.
Also the music.
I know, it makes me feel a little bit sad because I feel like I'm missing out. I'm saying hello to everyone as they arrive and, you know, handing you a glass of sparkling wine as you walk in the door. And of course, listening to people's responses as they see the show for the very first time.
Look, it's okay. I'm adapting. I've poured myself a glass of wine, and we would like to invite everybody else at home to make sure that they have a glass of wine or a beverage of choice, plus some suitable snacks to join the birthday celebrations for this evening.
Look, your adaptability is noted, Owen. How 2020 of you. Sadly, tonight, we're not in our beautiful gallery home, and the walls between our professional and our personal lives are really beginning to merge, because tonight we are welcoming you all from our homes, and our guests will be joining us from their homes, while you are all joining us from your homes.
If you've suddenly found yourself at this event and you're really not sure what's happening, or YouTube is recommending this video to you, it's okay. We're here to look after you and we'll explain all as we go. But let's get started with some basics. Tell us a little bit about Linden New Art, Melinda.
Well, Linden's mission is to support brave new art by mid-career artists and engage visitors through inspiring, thought-provoking exhibitions of their new work. Tonight, we celebrate one of our most iconic exhibitions, the Linden Postcard Show. It's an open entry exhibition made up of thousands of small-scale works. Each year, the gallery explodes with colour as artworks in every theme imaginable are hung on the walls. Tonight, this is an opening in two parts. Tonight, we're launching a special exhibition of past winners of the Postcard Show, and in December, we'll launch the Postcard Show proper.
Tonight we're coming to you live on YouTube and Facebook, and there'll be chances for you to comment and win prizes, and if you can answer the quiz questions correctly. And of course, the best thing that you can do in the world to support an artist is to buy an artwork, which is also available tonight. Now more than ever, supporting the livelihood of artists is crucial for a thriving Australian arts sector. We've already sent you the link to the e-catalogue, and you'll find the web link at the bottom of your screen right now. We'll be letting you know when you can buy an artwork securely online, so stay tuned, folks.
If you're watching us tonight and you'd like to make a comment, you'll need to log into the platform you're watching us from. We'd love to hear from you. Simply click on the Say Something or the Write a Comment box at the bottom of the live chat to get started. If you're watching through a TV, well, you're just a bit too clever, but chatting gets a little complicated. So we recommend that you chat through a computer, a tablet, or a mobile device. So for everyone joining us tonight, jump into the chat in the comments and tell us one thing that you're looking forward to doing when this whole COVID-19 adventure is over. Owen, what's that one thing you're looking forward to doing?
Oh, well, I have to admit it was a haircut yesterday for starters, but I am very much looking forward to being able to go into a gallery and see works on walls, to wander around and have alternative stimulation. I love everything that's hanging behind me, but it will be refreshing and energizing and engaging and invigorating and all of the superlatives. It's going to be wonderful to be able to get back into the gallery. How about yourself?
I am looking forward to going out to a restaurant, having someone cook the entire meal for me, glasses of wine being poured, and I don't have to do anything at all. That to me will be a thing of beauty. And I can see that there's some people in the chat already telling us that cafe eating is something that they are also looking forward to doing.
Yeah, not having to do the washing up, perhaps.
And of course, Tess is also saying happy 30th birthday postcard show. Yes, we are very happy to be wishing it a happy birthday as well. And also Melissa is talking about restaurants. I hear you, Melissa, I'm with you. And of course, our former chair, she's also thinking of coming back to Lyndon. And yeah, we recommend that because we think that'll be a good visit to go forward. I think one of the really interesting things is that lots of people are really enjoying to come back to Lyndon, and we're really looking forward to opening. We're just not sure just as yet when that'll be.
I think one of the other things that was popping up in those comments, the idea of restaurants, of art, coming together. You know, we have all done so well here in Victoria. For those of you who are not in Victoria, I know you empathise, but it has been a long time, and it'll be wonderful to bring everybody back together into a place and to celebrate creativity and conversation, friendships, relationships, all of the things that are at the essence of artistic practice, community, and engagement with our fellow humans.
Absolutely. And I think one of the really great things is that there's always some really great ideas, some things that you could pick up in terms of doing it. One other thing that I'm really looking forward to doing is seeing my nephew, who is 8, who I haven't seen since May. And we've had lots of FaceTime conversations. We've had lots of conversations over Zoom, but actually seeing him in real life, because he has been practicing his best dad jokes throughout this whole thing. So actually, I think that's going to be important.
I think that will be fantastic. There's another amazing comment. A visitor to Melbourne.
On a plane. Oh my God, that just sounds like something of my past life.
But I also do note that the notion of washing hands is another theme that will be coming through with all of this. I think that's something that we are doing now and will continue to do everywhere that we go.
I suspect I might turn into Lady Macbeth and be constantly washing my hands, like out damn spot, out damn spot.
I think a really lovely walk around the Port Phillip Bay Area, down to St Kilda, looking at the bookshops and the cafes, the boardwalk, seeing people moving in and out of shops and stores and galleries is going to be, I think it'll send shivers up people's spines for the first time that they see that coming in and out of a place.
I can't wait to go and visit Black Star Pastry and get some of that watermelon cake.
And even to be able to go, to be even able to go into the rain room down there above Black Star Pastry as well, and have that tantalizing experience. and we have one of our northern suburbians, Sim, looking forward to travelling across the river and visiting Lyndon. Well, at least you can jump in your car at the moment and travel that little bit further now that the 5K radius has been lifted up to the 25 kilometre an hour, 25 kilometres. That'll be we will be welcoming people with open arms.
Absolutely.
I think the exhibition programs over the summertime across all of the galleries, commercial galleries, places like Lyndon, the NGV, the exhibitions that are going to be put on are going to, I think, respond. I saw that Ben Quilty has an exhibition opening up in Queensland in a few weeks' time that is all about the notion of after the virus. And I'm sure there are going to be elements that continue through and feed into artistic practice, into exhibitions, and we'll reflect on the good things that have come out of society. You know, that idea of us all coming together, banding together as a nation, not just as states or cities. And I look forward to seeing that transpire in exhibition programming, and no doubt will come out in a lot of our wonderful programming when we can bring people together next year, which is something that Lyndon has always sought to do. How do we bring people together and engage in thought-provoking ideas and conversations? It'll be really interesting to see what the team comes up to think of as we figure out ways to bring people together safely and healthily.
And Janita, now that I'm free of the 5K limit, I will be visiting Black Star on the weekend. Don't you worry. That's a very good suggestion. Thank you for reminding me.
Thank you, Angelo, who has just commented that it's wonderful to bring everybody together on this platform. It is, and it's funny because I think there was initially a little bit of a Zoom fatigue. There was a flurry of excitement, there was some Zoom fatigue, but the opportunity to come together with different content and to share these ideas. And I suppose the wonderful thing about celebrating Lyndon's 30th birthday postcard show is that we get to remember the amazing amount of content, the amazing careers of so many wonderful artists, the careers that it catapulted, and to be able to reminisce in a time when we're yearning for that next best thing, for what we get afterwards, but to remember what came before, I think is it's really wonderful, and we have such an amazing amount of history to share with you over the next little while.
We certainly do, and I love that Robert Fenton is looking forward to having no children at home. I think there's been a few people homeschooling during this event in Melbourne who are quite happy to never become a school teacher. They really appreciate the skills and expertise one requires to actually pull that off.
My hat's off to all of the school teachers, having done my bit, and terribly, I might add. But nonetheless, it was a nice bonding experience. I'm very grateful and glad to have had this special time. It's not something that we'll get very often, and we don't need to repeat it anytime soon.
And can I just say for the record, Sue Roth, it is not a gin and tonic. It is actually mineral water at the moment. I'll swap to gin and tonic later, but thank you for checking in.
I think, it's a birthday celebration. Our wonderful curator, Juliet, was preparing with excitement. And when we get to tour through the show in a little while, I think we will endeavour to raise a glass, as Juliet was preparing to earlier this evening when she showed us a beautiful bottle of sparkling wine, which is befitting a 30th birthday, a coming of age for the gallery. And it has been such a big couple of years for the gallery. It feels like only yesterday that we were welcoming people back into the refreshed home, and we opening with Julia DeVille's exhibition, and people pouring out of subsequent exhibitions. But it is like a coming of age, I suppose, after all these years and all these exhibitions.
And LJ Ackland's just posted that he used to live in Ackland Street, and even though he lives in Sydney now, there are lots of postcard artworks that are hanging on his wall. We really hope you can send us a photo. Send it to the gallery's email address, and we'd really love to see some of your installation of postcards when they go wide and far.
It is something that is a recurring theme with many of our previous board members, with other very close friends, how fondly they talk of the postcards that have been collected. And we've had through our Contemporaries program, visits to wonderful private collections. And we have, rising stars hanging next to old masters in bedrooms, and they're loved as fondly as every painting or photograph or sculpture that's in the space. Such an amazing and iconic exhibition on the landscape of art across the nation, not just in Melbourne and St Kilda.
Indeed. But I think maybe, should we get on with tonight's proceedings, Owen?
Fabulous. Look forward to it.
I'd now like us to introduce Lyndon's Events and Community Engagement Coordinator, Jasmine McNeil, for the first quiz question of the night, and she'll tell us how it's all working. She'll be up on screen in just a moment.
Thank you so much, Melinda, and hello everybody. Throughout the opening tonight, I'll be asking you a total of 5 quiz questions. To play along, first person to answer the questions correctly in the comments will win a bottle of premium sparkling wine from our good friends at Punt Road Wines. You'll have to be over 18 to play and collect the prize. So, for our first question, it is a little bit easier just to warm us up. Are you ready? In what year did the Lyndon Postcard Show start? I'll be back in just a little while to share who has won.
Thanks so much, Jasmine, and good luck, everyone. For those playing at home, the questions get harder as we move along tonight. So if you think you know the answer, pop it in the comments of YouTube or Facebook, and the first one in wins a bottle of sparkling. But you should pay attention as we go through this evening, because some of the questions do come from some of the presentations, so we'll know if you've been listening or not. Tonight, I'd like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we all virtually meet this evening. Tonight, Owen and I are both joining you from the lands of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation here in Melbourne. If we're at the gallery this evening, we will be joining you from the lands of the Bunwurrung. And I would like to acknowledge that members of our board and team are joining us from those lands this evening. I'd like to pay my respects to elders both past, present and emerging. And whilst we meet virtually this evening, tonight draws upon the ancient history of this land, and it reflects the millennia of experiences of Aboriginal people coming together to celebrate, to learn and to connect. I would particularly like to extend a very warm welcome to the first people who are joining us here this evening.
Thank you, Melinda. And I too would like to acknowledge the lands, obviously. I think one of the things that Lyndon takes great pride in is our smoking ceremonies and our engagement with our local traditional owners. And it's I look forward to being able to enjoy one of those ceremonies with everybody very, very soon. But for now, I'd like to introduce the chair of Lyndon New Art, Mr. Jeremy Blackshaw, to invite him to say a few words.
Thanks, Owen, and hi, everyone. Welcome along to a non-traditional postcards opening. So tonight, I would like to gratefully acknowledge the City of Port Phillip as the owner of our beautiful home and generous supporter of our public programs, education opportunities and exhibitions. I'm very pleased tonight to announce that we've secured a 10-year funding agreement and lease for the organisation. This is an historic moment for the gallery, and I'd like to thank my fellow board members, both past and present, and our fantastic team who've worked so hard to make this happen. And of course, to extend our collective thanks to the City of Port Phillip for their faith in us in such a difficult year. This investment in Lyndon's future helps us really focus on building our future out, and of course focusing on offering you and the community more broadly some really great art. We're also very grateful for the support we receive from Creative Victoria's organisational investment program. In this really challenging year, Creative Victoria has been leading the way in supporting the arts, and the galleries received 2 additional grants this year, one which will support the Lyndon Postcard Show in particular. A lot of people have worked behind the scenes tonight to develop and further invest in the artists and the exhibition that you'll see here on display. Tonight, in addition to our fantastic team, I would like to thank our philanthropic supporters, the Helen McPherson Smith Trust, the Robert Salzer Foundation, Palais Theatre Community Fund, Community Enterprise Fund through Elwood Community Bank, a long-time supporter of Lyndon, and the Telstra Foundation. Our education partners, the University of Melbourne and Melbourne Business School, our corporate supporters, Matsos, the wonderful law firm of Minter Ellison, Punt Road, Stone and Wood, and Zilla and Brook for some more traditional and often more useful contributions. Our project partners, the City of Port Phillip Library Services, Alternating Current Art Space, Blindside and the Art Room. And of course, the many local businesses who support the Lyndon Postcard Show. Elwood Community Bank for supporting the Artist Encouragement Award, Minister Martin Foley, who's got some important new responsibilities now as our Health Minister, but he's been a fantastic Minister for the Creative Arts, and he's personally supported the Artist Encouragement Award. Melbourne South Rotary Club for supporting the Best Portrait Award, the Henry Award for the Best Abstract Artwork, Port Phillip Citizens for Reconciliation for the Best Artwork by an Indigenous Artist, Scout for the Best Still Life in Show, This Week in St Kilda for Best of St Kilda in Show, the Abstract Encouragement Award, Eckersley's Art and Craft for the Best Landscape in Show, and Frames Now for the Best Work on Paper in Show. So thanks to all of our supporters.
Thank you so much, Jeremy. That is one hell of a roll call that I think certainly highlights that the community that we all live in and that we all contribute to and that we all rely on, a beautiful roundup there. So thank you to each and every one of our supporters, because without your commitment and your contribution to supporting the arts, we can't achieve all that we can do. When we realised that the Lyndon Postcard Show was turning 30 this year, we thought, wouldn't it be great to do something special?
We certainly did, and we were really conscious of the many significant Australian artists who've entered the Lyndon Postcard Show. We've invited back a number of the past winners to exhibit with us again in a special 30th birthday celebration. But rather than me talking about them, I thought it would be great to hear from a selection of those artists, and they're talking about what they love about the Lyndon Postcard Show.
The fact that it's just open slather and a full democratic opportunity for anyone in Melbourne to make an artwork and put it up.
I like the fact that the people who have won it have often gone on to professional, really solid, really critical and engaging practices and careers. It's really nice to be part of that lineage.
It's because it's so open and democratic. So this is a way in without any kind of stigma or, you don't have to be known, and it's just so open. And that gave me the confidence.
It's like a really amazing opportunity when you're like fresh out of art school and you just want to show work in a gallery, and you don't have curators knocking at your door and that kind of thing.
Especially the earliest times that I showed in the Postcard Show in like 2008, 2009, it was super encouraging to see my work on the wall amongst so many other great works in such a really nice gallery space.
The whole Postcard Show is so fantastic. Well, on a number of levels, it's almost like an institution. Every, an annual party where the community comes together, the art community comes together, celebrate each other. And for artists who don't necessarily operate in that gallery system, you might not have a whole body of work to show, but you might be doing some experimental work that you might want to put out there.
And I think it's extremely important because it's in that area of Melbourne in St Kilda, which has a lot of creative, artsy people. Yeah, just encouragement for young and emerging as well as established artists.
It's a wonderful incentive for all artists of any age or stage of their career. The director and the staff are always so supportive of all their artists, regardless of age, gender or what style of work it is. And they create workshops, give talks and provide a lot of incentives to encourage artists and offer a wide range of opportunities. And I think this is particularly significant now with all the work that Lyndon's been doing when so many galleries have been forced to close. So Lyndon, to me, is unique, both as a venue and an institution. And I think the postcard show is a real standalone show in Australia.
I've always used it as like a little guide to how my work's going and where I want to take it. It's great for the arts community, especially around St Kilda. It's helped my work evolve. Like, I'll put something in, and if it doesn't register or click with the audience, you can usually tell.
Everyone knows about Lyndon. It's a good space, unusual space, interesting use of architecture. And it's just exciting, isn't it, to see so many people's art in one space. You know, a representation of Melbourne, what's happening, you know, that present time.
And so people can come in with a sense of that they belong there, that their work is being respected and shown. And it's such a wide variety of work that you will always find something that you like. And I think that's part of the skill of hanging a show like the Lyndon Postcard Show, is to hang work so they all have a chance to breathe.
It's very open and inclusive, but also it has a really strong sense of community, you know, and for a significant gallery to have that sense of people's sense of belonging and wanting to participate, it's pretty special. So obviously I wanted to be in it. You know, you really do need to test how your work goes out there in the world. So Lyndon was one of those really good accessible galleries that allowed me to do that.
So many great stories, some significant artists, some serial winners there as well, people over and over and over again, which is fantastic. And certainly that's the case with the entries that come in. They are often serial entries from fabulous supporters, people who call themselves artists by profession, others who call them artists by hobbyists. And it's no mean feat for your team, led ably by Juliet, to hang the works, to think about the huge number of entries that come through. Very, very exciting. I hope you're also listening, all of our viewers out there, because Jasmine is back to announce the winner of the first quiz and then to ask you a question for the next.
Thank you so much, Owen. And the winner of the first question is Peter. Peter, please email your postal address to the gallery and we will send you your prize shortly. So, yes, of course, the answer is 1990. Should your math add up correctly? And now for the next quiz question. I hope you were listening to the video. Which artist said this about the Lyndon Postcard Show? I like the fact that the people who have won it have often gone on to professional and really solid and critically engaging practices and careers. And so it's really nice to be part of that lineage. I'll see you soon with the answer.
Thanks, Jasmine. And good luck, everybody, with getting that answer. I know that I heard that from a pretty rock and roll artist in that roll call up there, but there were many rock and roll artists in that roll call, so good luck. I'd now like to introduce to you Lyndon's curator, Juliet Hansen, who is going to provide us with a very, very special guided tour of an exhibition that has been curated to celebrate the 30th birthday celebrations.
Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be able to share with you Lyndon's first ever virtually curated exhibition. The show features the work of 21 artists who have been past winners in the Lyndon Postcard Show across all 3 decades. This show has been brought together to celebrate the 30th birthday of the Lyndon Postcard Show, but it also marks an important shift in the way that we'll be able to present exhibitions into the future. Let's begin with this work by Abdul Abdullah titled Where the Clouds Are Far Behind Me. It's part of a series of tapestries from Abdul's 2019 exhibition Contested Territories, which examined the concept of the journey, relating to the aspirations of those moving from where they are to where they want to be, and the difficulties faced by the disenfranchised or displaced. Abdul won the Postcard Show in 2014 with a work titled The Reintroduction of Australian Knighthood, which responded to the contentious move by Tony Abbott at that time to bring back the title of Knight into the Order of Australia. The work explored the idea of Australian identity, what that means, and who is included and excluded, themes that have continued to underpin Abdul's practice. Robert Fenton has also explored Australian identity through his work over many years, very aptly including a vintage postcard design. This work, titled Where the Bloody Hell Are You?, references the Tourism Australia advert of 2006. Showing a somewhat romanticised scene of an early settler, this image has been wrapped in plastic and tagged like a museum piece. Robert's work often looks at the preservation and perpetuation of certain histories over others, an urgent concern for Australians as we still grapple with the events of colonisation. We think that Robert holds the record for entering the show more times than any other artist, so it seems fitting that he's also won the most prizes, in both 2015 and 2017, as well as being awarded the Best Portrait Prize last year with this work titled We Can Fix This, I Think, which also questions our capacity to reconcile with the past. This year, of course, a number of the artists have submitted works that address social, political or environmental concerns, as 2020 has brought these into sharp relief alongside the COVID-19 pandemic. Penny Burns' work, Pandemic Sonata in C Major, presents a sickly, saccharine scene including miniature Corona beer bottles and massive, overwhelming COVID-19 molecules. These have been added to a vintage Italian ceramic wall plaque, to which Penny has also added saturated colour and black gold emblazoned face masks. Byrne has said that this work is supposed to look hideous, reflecting the way she feels about the pandemic. Penny won the Lyndon Postcard Show in 2017, and her work was also selected to be turned into a postcard in 2015. Anna Hoyle's work also uses humour to address personal and societal concerns. Titled Specific Generalised Anxiety, this series of books has been designed and painted by the artist as an ironic and absurd play on the phenomenon of the self-help book, with titles such as Nesting Tables and Paranoia and How to Smarten Up Your Investment Property with Smashed Avocado. This work lambasts the way that health and well-being have been commodified. Anna was a winner in 2015 with a work titled Latte Lifestyle Bark Huts, which was also a fictional bookwork similar to the series presented here. Lastly, let's take a quick look at the smallest work in the show, Kenny Pittock's sculpture, The Tickets, made earlier this year. This work is part of a series of hand-sculpted ceramic replicas of paper items that are only considered temporarily important, such as improvised bookmarks, discarded shopping lists, and tickets for rides, like this one. Kenny has chosen to exhibit this work as it represents the way that this year has been somewhat of a rollercoaster ride, at times scary, with many unexpected twists and turns. Kenny won the 2013 Lyndon Postcard Show with a work from a series called Clingy Ex-Boyfriend. The work represents the artist's idea from the time that people were generally either slime balls or misery guts. I'd like to acknowledge the wonderful sculptural pieces by Richard Stringer, William Eckholtz and Greg Penn, the beautiful and moving photographic works by Michael Kluge, Valerie Sparks and Teddy Ritterman, along with the wide variety of paintings and works on canvas by Steffi Wallace, Sarah Croest, Prudence Flint, Josh Foley, Louise Rippert, Rob McAfee, Scott Miles, Jennifer Mills, Grant Nimmo, and Helen Johnson.
Thank you so much, Juliet. It's so great to be able to present our first virtual exhibition. We're not sure whether it will be one of many in our future lives or if this is going to be a special one-off. Who will know how this year will proceed? Thank you so much for sharing it with us.
Oh, it's so exciting. It's my pleasure. And I really encourage everyone to visit the virtual gallery later on to explore the exhibition in more detail. The link, which you can see below, will also be posted in the comments and the chat, or you can go to the Linden website to spend more time in that virtual space.
Thanks so much, Juliet. And I can't wait to be back at the gallery and see all those works hanging in our beautiful gallery spaces. And now for an exciting bit, because a number of those works that you've just seen on the tour are available for sale. We suggest that you open up a new tab in your browser. If you'd like to buy an artwork tonight, you can on our new online retail store where you can securely purchase online. The link will appear, it is already there, on the screen below, and we are also placing it in the chat.
Don't delay. Oh my God, some beautiful, beautiful works there. You can just jump in and have a look and tempt yourself a little bit. But for now, it must be time for another quiz question.
Certainly is.
Hello, everyone. The winner of the last quiz question, and well done, Catherine Easton, for quick fingers. Congratulations. To claim your prize, please email the gallery at gallery@lindenarts.org. We had lots of correct answers. However, Catherine was the fastest, so be quick to get your answer in. So the correct answer was, of course, Abdul Abdullah, who said it was really nice to be part of a lineage of Linden Postcard Show winners. Now for our next quiz question is a little harder and about the history of postcards. The correct, or because it is harder, the closest answer will win. Okay. It's believed that the first ever official postcard was issued in which year? And for bonus points, in which country? You must resist Google if you can. Let's see how you go.
Those questions are definitely getting a lot harder. Thanks so much, Jasmine. And please, again, be the first one in the chat with the correct answer to win. This might take a little longer, I suspect, though. And I actually know the answer. I'd like to share some more thoughts from the past winners on what it's like to have been a winner in the postcard show. So let me just bring up the next video.
It was such a boost, and I felt so proud to win the prize and so honoured to be included in it. And at the time, it was the largest prize that I'd won. It's the only prize that I'd won up until that point, so I really appreciated that.
The streets were packed, couldn't move. And then, I was sort of vaguing out, and then I heard my name called out, and I didn't even really know or compute. So that was a real surprise.
Oh, back then, just still, whenever you win a prize, you're always, so happy. Just sort of backs up your work and what you're doing. And there's so many people when you go there and you put your work in, and you just, you don't think about winning.
Actually, my mother called me and she said a friend of hers had been to St Kilda and was at the Linden and my name was called up. And Mum said, how come your name was called up? And I said, oh, because I put something in there. But I didn't even know that it was first prize or anything. And then, I don't know, I think I rang Linden and they said, yes, you've won the first prize. Come and get your cheque. So that was quite nice. It was the first bit of money I'd made from art and it was the first prize I'd ever entered.
Yeah, I remember being really happy about it. I was actually in Paris. I remember when I found out, I was like getting a coffee before catching the train to Monet's garden. I think I got Wi-Fi in a Starbucks or something like that. And it came up that I won this prize.
I was very excited when I won. I remember it was always hot when I would deliver the works and I would park opposite the beach, walk through the community vegetable gardens, past Luna Park. It was a thing that I did every year. I think the first time I ever sold a work was at the postcard show, actually. Maybe I sold it for like $90. If you take out the commission and the money that I spent framing it and printing it, I probably lost money. I was so excited to have sold the work. I was like, I'm a professional, this is great.
Absolutely, completely surprised. You never actually expect to win these things. I mean, there's a chance, but you're just totally shocked and thrilled. And at that time, having, a small daughter and you don't get a lot of time for your artwork anymore, and you're sort of wondering sometimes whether you're ever actually going to get back to your practice as it was. So, winning was an absolute thrill because it kind of gave me back my confidence.
At the time I won the postcard show, it was the first year after art school. It was very encouraging. It was kind of the encouragement that I needed. It's kind of, entering into the public life as an artist.
It meant a great deal to me because I know how many hundreds of entries there were, and I'm still in awe of this fact today. And it was such a thrill to receive the phone call from Melinda telling me that I'd won a prize. But ironically, we were in China at that time, and I got this phone call, and I couldn't believe the only time that this thing had ever happened to me that I never envisaged, I'd missed the opening. So
been in it a couple of times. So yeah, it was fantastic. And then to find out that I had got a nod as a highly commended, or I think that's what they called it, was also really exciting as well. I remember sort of turning up, on the day of the opening, and it was just like this enormous party that was happening. It was just spilling down Acland Street. And I just felt incredibly proud, for me, I'd left one career path to go back to art school and do that. Like, it feels like high risk when you're older to do that. So, there are key significant moments when you feel just a little bit of a nudge of validation that gives you a little bit more confidence.
Really, you make things, you enter them, and you forget about it. So when Melinda called me and sort of said, oh, look, just, you may want to come to the opening, you've won something, I was actually quite surprised because I'd totally forgotten about it. And so I was really pleased because it's something that's been a part of the Melbourne art scene for such a long time. I had a 30-year career, so I've entered it probably half a dozen times.
It's so great to hear those stories. The kernels of a new career, or the reignition of people after having to pause while they have their families, for instance. The impact that the postcard show has had on the arts community in Australia is phenomenal. We're going to be holding a series of webinars throughout the exhibition that you'll be able to join in to ask questions yourselves of special guests who come along. So make sure you stay tuned to that. Last year, when we were gathering out the front of our wonderful gallery, the wonderful, renowned Australian artist Patricia Piccinini reflected on how exhibiting for the first time at Linden was where the hustle began for her. A really wonderful moment where it sort of reflected back on all of us that, we all start somewhere in a career space, and within the arts, it's often in ARIs or galleries such as ARIs being Artist Run Initiatives, or galleries such as Linden, and Lyndon's history is a testament to a number of careers that have taken off. But in the spirit of hustling, it's now also my turn to talk a little bit about money. And this is the part where we ask you very humbly to support us if you're able to do so. As you know, the arts community has been pretty badly hit by COVID-19 in this country and abroad, but organisations like Lyndon have been among the first venues to close and sadly will be likely amongst the last to reopen.
And tonight we're offering this event online free so everyone can enjoy the experience. But it takes a lot for our very small team of the equivalent of 4.4 full-time people to produce this event. So if you can, please think of supporting us. We suggest a figure, maybe $15 or $20 per person if you're in a position to do so. Think of it as buying a glass of sparkling wine for Owen or perhaps a couple of boutique beers for me. The link to how you can donate is online here. You can also pop online to our website, which is lyndonarts.org/support/donors. We need your support now more than ever, and we thank you in advance for your generosity.
It is really very much appreciated, and it is what allows us to open the doors when we can open the doors. The exhibition program that we had committed to for 2020 will be presented throughout 2021, and we thank our artists for holding true and staying with us. But it is donations like that allows us to put on exhibitions and welcome you into the space. But now it also must be time to announce the last quiz winner and to get the next question out there.
It certainly is.
Hello, everyone. I loved receiving the answers to this question, and a lot of you know the postcard history. I want to give a commendation to Emmy Clifton, who answered 1869. However, I have to give the prize to Kelly Sullivan, who answered 1869 and Austria. You know your postcard history, and who knew that would one day win you a bottle of wine? So, of course, please email the gallery with your address to claim the prize. So the answer is 1869. The first ever postcard was issued 151 years ago in Austria. It was a cheaper alternative to the cost of a normal letter. So, are you ready for the next quiz question? Okay, so which past Lyndon Postcard Show prize winner excitedly reacted, I'm a professional, after selling their first ever work in the Lyndon Postcard Show? I will see you soon with the answer.
Thanks so much, Jasmine. I've just been told from the team that we've already sold some artworks this evening. That's awesome. It makes some artists very happy, but it also contributes to our organisation as well.
There are some amazing works out there for sale. So we do encourage everybody to think about brightening their homes with a new artwork, and there's works of varying scales and materials. So please jump on and have a look.
And of course, tonight is a birthday party. And to help celebrate, a number of our exhibiting artists have sent their best birthday wishes.
Happy 30th birthday, Lyndon Postcard Show.
Thank you for 30 great years of the Lyndon Postcard Show.
Happy birthday to the Lyndon Postcard Show.
I'd like to wish you all, everyone that's been involved for the last 30 years, a big happy birthday, and it's good to have something to celebrate. Well done.
Happy 30th birthday, Lyndon Postcard Show. Fantastic. Well done.
Happy 30th birthday to the Lyndon Postcard Show.
Happy 30th birthday, Lyndon Postcard Prize.
I'd like to wish you a happy birthday on the 30th anniversary of the Postcard Show. It's amazing that it's kept going for that long. It's just fantastic.
Happy 30th birthday, Lyndon Postcard Show.
Happy 30th birthday, and many more.
And may it continue to flourish and grow, because it really is a fabulous show.
Happy 30th birthday, Linden Postcard Show. Here's to another 30 more. At least, maybe even more than 30 more.
Happy 30th birthday, Linden Postcard Show.
Such great birthday wishes. But I was also just thinking, there are so many more birthdays. You know, if it's going to, live as long as the postcard has lived. And interestingly, during the lockdown, my 7-year-old daughter would write little postcards, and we would drop them at her friends' homes in the letterboxes. And then we had a little pen pal thing, a resurgence, as it were, to the postcard in its more traditional form. But I'm very pleased to see the transformation of postcards in the form of artworks for our exhibitions. But now I'd like to bring Jasmine back to announce the winner of our last quiz question, and then pose the question for the evening.
Hello, everyone. The winner of the last question is Sarah. Congratulations. To claim your prize, please email the gallery with your name and address. And of course, the answer is Kenny Pittock. He sold his first ever work at the Linden Postcard Show, beginning a wonderful career as a successful and, yes, Kenny, a very professional artist. There is just one more bottle of wine to win. And I'm not going to be so easy on you this time. This one's a hard one. Are you ready? Okay. So, who sung the lyrics? And if the rain don't fall too hard, everything shines just like a postcard. And I want to see the sun go down from St Kilda Esplanade. And for bonus points, in what year was the song released? I'll be back soon with the answers.
Thanks so much, Jasmine. I've just got a vision of all these people yelling at their computers now, like, I know. You can't yell. Type, get into those comments as quickly as you can. And congratulations to Crow West. Yeah. We can't hear you. We actually need you to type on this occasion. Thanks, Jasmine, and good luck with getting that last question.
And thank you again to all of you for joining us this evening for this socially distanced virtual event. If there's anything you've missed out on, like getting an artwork, please be sure to email the gallery at gallery@lindenarts.org, and the team will respond to your query tomorrow. They'll let you know if there's any other works available by artists for sale as well in this year's Linden Postcard Show, as some artists have submitted works for this exhibition as well. I'm curious to know what the bonus points were, but let's bring Jasmine back to see if we can announce the winner of that last quiz question.
Hello, everyone. And look, we had some really great answers. Everyone said Paul Kelly, but I have to give this to Kenny Pittock for also saying the correct year. So congratulations again, of course. Please email the gallery with your name and address to receive your prize. So Kenny, just as you said, it was Paul Kelly who sung about St Kilda in the song From St Kilda to King's Cross. The song was released in 1985. And for anyone who was thinking that it was released 30 years ago in 1990, that just would have been too perfect and impossible and hilariously convenient for the purposes of this quiz. So thank you so much, everyone, for playing along tonight.
Thank you so much, Jasmine, for being our quiz maestro this evening. And thanks for everyone for playing along at home. We'll be sending bottles of sparkling wine to you very shortly. Stay well and stay safe. And we look forward to seeing you all soon for the official opening and prize announcements of the Linden Postcard Show. We hope on the 4th of December. Fingers crossed, people. If our Premier is wearing the North Face jacket this Sunday at his press conference, it's looking good. If not, we may have to juggle it one more time. We're hoping we can stick with that date, but as we all know, 2020 can be a little bit unpredictable. So make sure that you follow us on our e-newsletter or our socials, and we'll keep you up to date.
Absolutely. We are going to all keep our fingers crossed. I'd like to extend my thanks and congratulations to the team for all of the work that they have done. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us this evening for this experimental virtual event. I don't think Michael Rowland from ABC News Breakfast has any chance of being replaced by myself, but it was a lot of fun sitting here and chatting with you and talking to everybody and sharing the fabulous stories that are the Lyndon Postcard Show and its amazing history. With that, I'd like to bring everyone back who has been part of this event. So welcome back to Jeremy and the Lyndon team, who, as I said, have been working very hard behind the scenes from their homes and responding to questions and queries throughout the live stream. So thank you to our director and my co-host, Melinda Martin, our wonderful curator, Juliet Hanson, development manager, Lynn Johnson, who is joining us virtually, our events and community engagement coordinator, Jasmine McNeil, design and marketing coordinator, Mathieu Vendeville, our gallery administrators, Hannah Vassak and Sebastian Hosler, and our volunteer officer, Chloe Hazel. A round of applause virtually for you all. Thank you, and thank you for your amazing work throughout this year in extraordinary times. On behalf of Jeremy and the rest of the board, it's been fabulous working with you all to reimagine what Lyndon is and to continue to support our fabulous artists and bring art, culture and ideas to our wonderful supporters out there.
And thank you, Owen, for joining me in this adventure of co-hosting. You never know, we might get a gig on ABC TV. Who knows?
Look out, Michael and Lisa.
Yeah. Coming to a morning near you shortly. But we thought we should actually say happy birthday as well. So everybody, we've been practicing this. God knows if this will work, but everybody, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday, Lyndon. That just went so well, didn't
fantastic. The cakes look delicious.
And we all get to eat them socially distantly as we can. Let's just say some people are onto their second cake for the day, but we won't name names. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and good night.
Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Well done.